Once upon a time, there was darkness, and in the darkness there was evil, and in the evil was the lie, that human beings were nothing more than atoms, worth nothing more than animals, and meant for nothing more than themselves. It was a very bad idea. From that bad idea came selfishness, which led to fear and then despair. Some people tried to counter the darkness with warnings, danger signs, and roadblocks, but the darkness was too big. Until the good idea happened. A very good idea about countering the darkness, not with more darkness, but with light. And Healing the Culture was born.
When Father Spitzer first came up with the idea to create a philosophical curriculum that would teach people why they should be pro-life, not just that, we should be pro-life, it was completely novel.
I started Healing the Culture because obviously I recognized all these cultural myths that our kids were receiving that was making not only the culture die, but these kids. They're falling prey to it.
He had this idea that people were not connecting with the pro-life movement because they weren't connecting with our definitions of happiness and freedom, human rights.
Our children growing up in this culture haven't really clarified in their minds the important issues of life.
Father Spitzer saw the need, we built the organization together, and then we got the team to carry it out.
My name is Laura Oliva, and I'm a faculty member with Healing the Culture, working with college students in our programs to help train them on how to be persuasively pro-life on campus.
It presented a different set of arguments for the pro-life side of the issue that I hadn't really heard before.
I have better tools now to respond.
We need Healing the Culture's help. It's so important that we have a rational dialogue and a rational approach that uses logic and that uses reasoning. So our students feel like they have the tools so they can go out on campuses and they can have these productive, rational conversations.
I thought it was excellent. Really, it's going to help me with future debates I have with people.
One of the true attributes of Healing Culture and Camille is being able to take this intellectually powerful message of happiness in life and bringing it down to a very simple, understandable level.
The Principles and Choices program is a high school curriculum that we've developed to teach high school students both ethics and logic, and then applying that to sort of the pro-life issues.
I think what it does is give them the philosophical background that they need to encounter some of the anti-life agenda that's going to come at them in kind of sneaky ways.
My students could not have been more engaged or excited at the conclusion of the Emma and Robert play. They were jumping out of their seats and cheering, and it was so nice to see them celebrating life.
I can just see the connection that it makes with kids. And they need it so bad, especially in the environment and the culture that we're in right now.
Camille has developed curricula that are very, very appealing indeed to high school and collegiate students.
You can't find better curriculum than what Healing the Culture has produced. I'm excited to be a part of that.
Like 50% of the class almost is pro-abortion. And by the time we're finished, we have that whittled down to 18% of the class.
I think I'm more of pro-life.
God made every human being equal and that everybody deserves the right to live.
That's a very effective curriculum.
The younger generations are deeply heavy into media. If you're trying to reach somebody with a message that is life-changing, you can't do hokey stuff. Camille has always been, if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right, or we're not going to do it. It's that simple.
I'm thrilled to tell our donors that we are now tackling our most challenging and complicated audience yet, kindergartners. Yep, Spitzer for Kids. And it's going to teach little kids as young as 5 years old things like the principle of non-contradiction.
Non-contradiction.
Think Sesame Street with a Spitzerian twist.
A contradiction is a proposition, statement, or phrase that asserts that something is both true and false at the same time.
We've now even moved into an international arena. As pro-life leaders around the world find out what we're doing, they come to us and ask, how can we implement this in our country?
I love Healing the Culture. It is just such a full explanation of the life issues.
The thing I like best about Healing the Culture's approach is I like the outcomes. It's incredible to think that there is a method out there that reliably will convince 70+% of pro-choice people to become pro-life.
This is the kind of education that will resonate well with the Indian people or Indian communities and will help them to see through the false promises of abortion.
But we're never going to stop until we finally gotten to the point where we are turning the tide on the culture of death and then turning it around and showing them the beauty of the culture of life based on sound principles.
Well, Father Spitzer, to put it mildly, is the best thing that's ever happened to the pro-life movement. He is a hero in our movement.
In 2003, we founded an organization. 15 years later, we have changed the heart of the pro-life movement in America and even around the world. We are healing the culture.
I am healing the culture.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am healing the culture.
I am healing the culture.
You are healing the culture. Thank you.